Let's just tell the whole story while we're here. I'm going to start off by saying, right now, I'm currently trying to fix our generator because we're kind of screwed without it. But if I'm going to tell this story, we're going to go from front to back. And it starts almost 24 hours ago when I got a call from my sister saying that they were evacuating the house. Why did I get a call? Why wasn't I here to know that we were evacuating? Well, that's because I was in Mammoth snowboarding with some of my buddies. I got the call that they were evacuating, and a couple hours later decided to drive home. And I got in at around 2 in the morning. Had a very eerie drive home through the night and past the wildfires that have been absolutely devastating, especially Los Angeles recently. We were staying at my grandparents' house in Pasadena. We had no idea the state of our home, and little did we know that fire had erupted in our front yard. The next morning, this morning, we came back and found our neighborhood in shambles. And so we turn and are headed down our street, and our house is still standing. And so it was a little bit of an exciting feeling, and it was definitely one of the highlights of the day. The fires were still raging above us, and we were still downwind from the brunt of the fires. When we found out about that, I went up on the roof and started spraying down the roof with the hose to try and keep it wet, so that if embers came floating down from upwind, the house wouldn't catch on fire. There's fires everywhere. It just got windy again. I'm on the roof with the hose. I'm gonna prevent embers from sparking up the house if I can. There's fires there, and a huge fire there. I got texts from a bunch of my friends who live in the area asking me to check in on their houses and see what the extent of the damage is. So when things started to look a bit better for us here, we took the truck and we started going out, and that's when stuff started to get crazy. And we got to my aunt's house where the brunt of the fire was taking place. And when we showed up, there was a garage on fire. Yeah, we just helped out with one. We're gonna go see if we could do some more. Yeah. Huh? All right. Go ahead. We're trying to save this house behind us. The garage is going up. It's hot as balls. Oh. The fire department showed up. We then walked further down the street where another house had just erupted in flames with massive explosions as the gas lines started to explode. we saw a fire start to come out of a garage. This is maybe 4 houses down the street from my aunt's house. And we knew at that point that that home was pretty much lost. It hadn't erupted into flames yet, but we knew that the internal temperature of that house was way too high for any of our hoses to be able to do anything to save it. My dad and I had to regroup real quick. We came back to the house, got water and food and more supplies, and we went back out to the same neighborhood. And all of a sudden, that house that we had left 20 minutes earlier was almost completely gone. Erupted into flames, and the fire was now working its way down the street towards my aunt's house. And there's one guy in the backyard right next to the house that was on fire, and by himself was holding 3 hoses trying to protect his house from the fire that was literally 3 feet away from him. And so I ran back there, grabbed a hose, and we started fighting this thing together. I don't know. Hey, do you have a plug-in for a hose up here? Like, do you have another a valve? Coming down the street.
Now I know what I want to do in retirement.
He wants to be a firefighter.
Okay. If you saw what your son was doing right now.
Mark,
Yep.
please be safe.
Yeah, we are.
Because it's really dark over that way.
Oh yeah, we're right next to the big fire.
Ray just came over too. He just
Okay.
thinks it,
All right.
thinks they're good, but okay, bye.
Bye. Did the fire department stop?
That wall's trying to collapse.
Yeah. I'd get away.
It's gonna come down this way.
Feel the heat.
Yeah. There was a hedge line, and the fire was getting underneath the hedges and then burning up into them. So we were putting out the fire there. And then, at a certain point, the garage, which we knew the structural integrity was failing. So then, at a certain point, it did collapse onto the fence and the hedge that we were spraying while we were back there. There might be an extra nozzle in the front. Come on now. This is right where I was standing. Yeah, everybody's okay. We're all good. But that's when stuff started to get even more serious, because it had just exposed the huge issue inside the garage, and that was the car and multiple propane tanks that were sitting in this burning garage. If it gets hot enough, that gas tank explodes. It's a whole neighborhood, right? Very tightly packed houses all together. And then there's now maybe 12 people at this house trying to put the fire out. If that tank explodes, everyone is gone. All of us. And so the focus became trying to get the flames out in the garage. And so myself and the gentlemen who were there before started attacking the fire from over the top of the hedge, while another guy who showed up who had a pressure washer started attacking it from head on, along with my dad, who went over, and the two of them were in the driveway spraying down the propane tanks.
Is there more wall there that's going to come down? No, it's okay.
I think it's good. I think it's down. The fire station just it up, bro. Felt like when we were on that side of the house. Yeah. We're pitched up somewhere, bro. We were there for it. It was like 4 hours, right? It felt like a war. We were going back and forth with this fire. We would put out the fire under the hedge and we would go start fighting it somewhere else in the house, and then all of a sudden the hedge is on fire again. So then we're running back over to that hedge, spraying underneath it, trying to get as much water as we could into those flames. But it is so hot that especially with the hoses that we had, that water would just evaporate on the spot. While all this is happening, gas lines at other properties are exploding. 2 blocks down the street, the country club, which I've grown up going to, where I did swim team, it's completely gone. There's nothing left of it, and they have tons of gas lines throughout the property, all popping off. And it then sounds like you're in a war zone. It's just in the distance. And my dad needed to come back to the house. He'd had enough. It was a very long, tiring day for us. And my sister and mom were still back at the house waiting for us. So we go back, went down to my grandparents' house, showered, came back up here, did a quick check on the house, and the fire's out. And that was probably the most satisfying feeling of my entire life, was seeing that just a bunch of random people who had never met before came together and put out this beast of a fire that was about to take out an entire block of houses. And we fucking stood our ground and stopped the fire from spreading. It's fucking awesome. It was probably one of the best feelings I've ever had in my entire life. But yeah, we're chilling. We're hanging out. We plugged too much shit into the generator and we might have fried the circuit breaker. It might be my fault. So we're trying to get it fixed because it'd be nice to have power. That's pretty much it for this video. And I more so just wanted to put this out because there is a GoFundMe. The proceeds that we raise on this GoFundMe are going to go to the Eaton Canyon Fire Relief and Recovery Fund. This is it's a great way to give back to the community as we begin this rebuilding process, because there have been so many homes destroyed. As of right now, there are... Oh, here comes my dad.
What are you talking to?
The camera.
Oh, hey everybody. What's your GoFundMe page up to?
I don't know. $1,400. That's sick. We're 40% to our goal, and this video has not even been posted yet. But yeah, please, the link is in the description below. Also, we're making t-shirts that say, what did we decide on? Foothill Strong?
Something like that, yes.
Something like that. If I have the graphic for the t-shirt before this video is uploaded, I'll put it at the end of the video. If not, I'll post it on the Instagram. If you want a t-shirt, DM me on my Instagram, 626shredder, 626_shredder. Go there, DM me your size and how many you want, and we'll get it to you. All the proceeds are going to go into the GoFundMe and help support the Relief and Recovery Fund. It means a lot to us, so please, anything you could do to support, even if it's just sharing this video, anything helps. But that's it. That's all I got for you. Thank you. I'll see you guys later.